Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. I'm Clutch, joined by Rootkill. And as always, please follow us on Twitter at WGLNA and send us your favorite gun on your favorite tank. If you could put any gun on any tank, what would you do? Photoshop skills, or MS Paint? Not yet, actually.
No?
No,
No
not
ideas
yet.
at all?
Not yet.
What would you put on the T-32?
I would put the Waffentrager gun on the T-32.
There you go.
Yeah, so
see? Easy question.
But if I could be any gun, then
Yeah.
I would probably put one of the battleship guns on the T-32.
Okay. Well, I think the Waffentrager gun, the 128, doesn't. No, the 150. Does that one belong on? That one belongs on the battleship, surely, right?
Navy caliber.
Yeah.
Shot.
See, there you go.
But go ahead and send it to us at WGLNA. If we like it enough, we'll show it on stream. We'll give you a gold code, 2,100 gold, 200,000 credits, and 7 days of premium. The face-off is ready between SIMP and the Cazadores. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Good evening. First off, Mac, do you have an announcement for everyone?
Oh, the announcement's already been made, but we joined Team Razor, so we are SIMP, and we're sponsored by Razor now.
Are you guys going to be changing your name to Team Razor, or are you going to stay SIMP forever?
No. At the present, we're going to be remaining Team SIMP.
Well, congratulations, Mac.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Kufo, how's it going? You guys are at 3 points in the league. If you finish at 6, if you beat SIMP, if you beat the Cunninghams, you can save yourselves from relegation. Do you think you can do it?
Kufo, en este momento ustedes deben a ganar contra el SIMP y los Cunninghams para no estar en los relegations. ¿Sí se puede?
Por supuesto, se puede. Queremos ganar y vamos a hacer lo posible para lograrlo. Así es que queremos y se puede.
Bueno. Of course we can do it. Of course we can do it. We want to do it. We want to win. And they believe that they can do it.
All right. Mac, you guys, top of the league. And unfortunately, it looks like we may. No, I think we just lost him.
They may still be there.
Possibly.
Okay,
No,
we just lost your cameras.
I just lost your cameras.
right.
You guys can still hear us, correct?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Okay,
Sweet.
well, go ahead and continue the
Thank
question
you.
then.
You guys, top of the league, have been speeding up the way you guys are playing, and I'm really liking that. What have you been changing in your practice and in your? Have you changed anything in your approach to just playing in 742?
We haven't really changed anything. We've just been learning a lot more. Obviously, you know, this past 2 seasons before this, to be honest, you know, I haven't really been studying other teams that much, and so this season we had a lot of time. I had winter break, all that good stuff to study and figure out what's going on, you know, globally in World of Tanks, and catch up. And what we want to do is, what we've been trying to do is just react faster. And, you know, if you can react faster than the other team, usually you're going to win. So we're just working on getting that communication up to that level that we want it to be, and reacting quicker when we see things.
And that comes down to team cohesion, which is something you guys definitely have, and we see that many times in many battles. Let's get to the coin flip. Before we do that, do you have any words for the Cazadores and for Kufo before we start, MacG?
Best of luck to Cazadores, you know. Kufo's been playing tournaments against us since the very beginning. You know, Kufo's one of the people I've always really wanted to see at the finals. So I'm just hoping that, you know, he doesn't get relegated, and next season we can see him in the finals.
Okay. Kufo, ¿tiene algunas palabras para SIMP y MacG?
Bueno, es siempre un placer jugar contra un viejo jugador de WOT. Hemos jugado desde hace 2 años, desde el torneo IGN. Así que siempre es un gusto jugar contra SIMP.
Okay. It's a pleasure to face a team that does so well, that places high in the tournament, and it's a pleasure to face SIMP. That's what he said. Okay, SIMP, you have the higher seed. We're going to have to get a confirmation what the coin toss is, but go ahead and give us your heads or tails.
We'll go with heads.
Heads is the call. Heads is the flip. And do you want match choice or defer?
We will defer.
Defer. Kufo, ¿qué quiere mapa si quieres?
Pensk.
Ensk will be the first map choice and position, Simp.
We'll take the north.
North side for Simp. South side, Sur for Cazadores. Gentlemen, best of luck.
All right, thank you very much, Coach.
Bye, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'm sorry about that. You couldn't see the rest of the face-off. The handsome faces. Kufo, by the way, is getting some style, man. Rocking them glasses.
You know it.
Getting some facial hair. It helps with the ladies. So does speaking Spanish. He would do just fine in California.
Oh, definitely.
Cazadores, again, uphill battle for them. They have one win under their belt, I believe.
Yeah, the Cazadores have their 1 win, 4 losses right now. They're sitting at 3 points in the league. Of course, everyone should know that Simp has 5 points, no losses at all in the league. Just fantastic record for them. It's not so good. But they're tied with Pubstars right now. Both Pubstars and them have 3 points. They're both 1 and 4. If Cazadores were to win one of their next 2 matches, that would actually propel them to 6 points. And with 6 points, they can actually tie and maybe make it to the finals, at least with the standings right now. That would require some other people to lose, of course. But I think it's possible. It's possible with the Cazadores. It's possible with Pubstars. They're not out yet. They've got something to fight for. There's a sliver of a chance they make it to our finals.
Right, I'll go ahead and pull up Ensk since we haven't seen this map yet in this series, and I'll remind everyone all about betting. Make sure to follow the syntax in the chat channel when it comes to betting. The mod will show you how to do it. Place your bets now since the coin flip has already started. The timer starts then for the face-off, and it lasts for 3 minutes. The top performer of the season will take home a Type 59 tank in their personal World of Tanks garage. This is a tank that is no longer available, so this is a very exclusive offer. And as always, thank you so much for supporting World of Tanks on the esports side here for the Gold League. If you'd like to follow us, hit that follow button in the corner. Once you reach 7,000 followers, we'll give out a premium Tier 8 tank. Now, what do we have for Ensk, Rukil?
All right, so Simp Strat recently has been to play the west side heavily. Now, they'll send north, and it seems like they do this north or south. And the same goes for Cazadores, north or south. It looks like they like to go to the east. Simp will play the west. I think we're going to see a weird polarization unless Simp flips it up. So what will happen, I expect, is that Simp will push into the north block. Actually, I like them as blue. Head to the north block. Lumberyard will be taken up by the Cazadores. And with that, they're going to have to kind of figure out, you know, if they're going to be able to cross on either side and look for those cross shots. I think the tracks area is going to be very important in this match. We're going to have a lot of potentials for a fight right in the north and the south area.
Ensk is the map that comes to mind when I think of Simp. This is the map that they have such good control over on the west side. This is the map where they were up against another team, and the team held the defensive spot all the way to the north.
Pubstars.
But it's Pubstars. And when you're up against any team in a defensive position, it's difficult.
Yeah.
You need to set up a way to break that defense, and they did very, very, very well on Ensk. So I feel that this is the map that Simp probably outperforms almost any team.
I was actually listening to the comms for a Sounds of the Game, so I actually went the other day and sat down in the back, watched replays, and timed it with the comms in game. Listening to them come up with all that, the reason it actually took them as long is because they took some free shots, Endo fired a little bit, went for a reload, and then they went for the safest, most assured victory when they figured out where these guys were. Blue just books it up as quickly as he can, some great crossfire. They didn't even need to communicate on some of the focus. Like, they took down that 1390 from Pubstars, not even having to say focus it. Everyone knew. Simp is on the same page all the time.
It's time for battle number 1 of Simp versus the Cazadores on Ensk. Let's jump into the battle.
Looking at tanks, we see, as expected, this is what Simp brings all the time. 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and an Object 416. On the other side, this is the same thing from Cazadores. 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and Kufo. Cess and Logos, battle buddies for life, Clutch. Always.
Kufo, Cess and Logos, there they are. Cess and Logos rocking those IS-3s together. I'm going to follow Helio in the 5100, see which his approach is going to be. This looks, wow, you called east, and this
Logos. There's Cess. He is now spotted, but he isn't taking any damage. He tries to return fire, avenge his damaged comrade, but 57 seconds left in the battle. I think it's going to go to a draw. As Adroxus just breaks out into the open, Abrasive is going to find Kufo. 49 seconds. Abrasive misses the first shot on Kufo. Second shot connects. Third shot connects. 408.
Bracef gonna get another one. Oh, man. Dominated from around the corner. Heavy 20 taking some fire. 36 seconds left on. It's now too late to go for a flag cap. They're gonna go for a full-on engagement.
Now Logosa is down to 74 hit points. Adroxus comes in for that kill, and he gets it. There he goes. But he could fall. He's at 285. Heliox may have fired all of his shells, though. He's just going to start running it. He gets it. He does have shells. And he's able to kill Adroxus. And there goes Heavy 20. Both IS-3s going down. Sess has avenged him.
Double tap.
8 seconds left in the battle.
Sess turning the corner against Blue Boys Captain, the 4-1-6. 2-1, and that is a draw between the two teams. The engagement lasted for quite a while towards the end once there was a push from SIMP, but no cigar for either team. Yeah. So because it's a draw, we're going to take a commercial break. We come back, a little further analysis on what maybe could have been done differently at certain points, and we'll see what's going to be on map number 2 for battle number 2 of SIMP versus Cazadores. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks. Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. I'm Clutch, joined by Rookkill. It was a draw in battle number 1 of SIMP versus the Cazadores. And it was tough for SIMP to try to go for the flag cap because, as Rookkill said during the break, they didn't have any T1s. Without that, really tough.
Yeah, it's just hard to make that pressure happen in the south. I feel like it's easier to cap in the north, just like you have that, much like the church or the chapel or whatever on Himmelsdorf. The north has that little area you can hide something behind. It's not perfect all the time. It's not the best little spot to hide a T1. It's not completely invincible, but it's better than nothing. And generally in the south, you get almost nothing.
Well, that's the beauty of perfection, Rookkill. Nothing ever is.
Yeah.
I came up with that.
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Well, dang, Clutch.
I know, man.
Let's write that one down.
I know,
Clutch
I should.
Wise words.
I've been writing
Clutch.
more. I've been writing a little bit more here and there. Ruinberg will be the next map, and both these teams are trying to write their own destinies when it comes to who's going to make it to the finals. That's right. That segue. We try to outdo each other on those, guys. We had a lot of fun with
Clutch
it.
usually wins.
It's more experience, and I also have a college degree, and I've been doing it for 20 years. But that's, that's all right. Ruinberg, again, this is a map where it comes down to east versus west, unless there's a play for the Delta Village. And we haven't seen, the only team I can think of that actually went for the Delta Village from the north was Refused to Die when they were in the kitten strat.
Bag of kittens.
With the four Tiger ones.
I really want to see that again, because I think that could work. You got the 88s, you got 1,500 hit points on each of those things. I just want to see it happen so that we actually have a team bring some tier 7 tanks and make it work. And also with a Chaffee. It's not the best tank and right now. I think tier 5 scouts are a little underpowered, but it would be cool.
I like it.
Just for me, guys. Could you do it?
It's time for battle number 2 on Ruinberg between SIMP and the Cazadores. Let's battle.
Well, of course it's not going to happen. There's going to be 3 5100s in IS-3, 1390, and Moddable in the Lol Tractor. On the other side, we got 2 5100s, T32, T69, Kufo, of course, in the 1390. And they're going to have Logos and Wadheim in T1s.
What's 5100s? 3 of them I feel is. I love. Wow, Blue Boys count as lucky stars if Abrasive takes a hit. Minute and 7 now for SIMP to clean this up, or the Cazadores to get these kills.
I think this is going to go to a draw. We've got a T1 in the far southeast. SIMP has now found themselves at the corner, squaring off. There goes the tier 8 down to Jonah 2. T32 coming into play here. 50 seconds left. There's a lot of open ground. Adroxus takes a hit from Jonah. Jonah still at 696. And we could see Sess peeking out, actually. Goes for shots, does not connect. But Jonah is able to finish him off. T32 definitely coming into play, saving the Cazadores from defeat here.
Jonah 2 in the T32, that consistent fire tank. Loading to the side, nice shot into the 5100, but Fej is moving into his position. 24 seconds left. Now 23 seconds. S20 in the T69. Dodges another shot from Fej. Another hit into the side of Abrasive.
Wow, Jonah is saving. I think Jonah's saving the Cazadores right here. Without him and consistent fire, you have a non-winning situation. Now, with 8 seconds left, I don't think the cat. Yeah, there it is. T1 goes down. Wadheim takes down MacG in the backfield. Fej is not going to be able to finish off Sess and Jonah. Sess, and there it is.
That's a draw. Both these teams waiting for those last engagements. and not able to close it out together. Cazadores, they're staying toe-to-toe right now with SIMP. Impressive coming from them, but not able to execute their plans for the win yet.
Yeah, they actually could. If this trend continues, we could actually see them go to a shootout, which if expecting SIMP to win, they are the top seed. We've got to be real. They're a fantastic team. If they go to a shootout, that kills them on 1 point instead of 3.
And that could determine seeding. That will determine seeding.
It doesn't matter if they get a shootout like that and another team is able to keep up with them, get the same record as they do. You have a different story. I'm actually going to go. Is it the Cunninghams can't catch up, but if okay, no one I don't think can catch them, but if they drew out twice, maybe.
That's a lot of math.
Yeah.
That's
No, okay. No one can catch
scenarios
SIMP.
there,
It doesn't matter
yeah.
if they draw.
Okay. All right. Let's take a quick commercial break. We come back. Battle number 3 of SIMP versus the Cazadores. Stay tuned. You're watching the Gold League for World of Tanks. Welcome back to the Gold League for World of Tanks. Ruko and I were discussing the accent of Big Dave. Big Dave is from Texas originally, but he's lived out in California for a little while, so his accent's not as strong anymore. I
Yeah,
think.
it's getting mixed. I think he's traveled a lot.
He has.
Yeah.
He has. He had a great time in Vegas. I'll tell you that. Well, Mines will be the next battle, and this is one of Cazadores' favorite maps, as they've been able to bring some surprises to their strategies here. And when we do have the map selection, these teams have 90 seconds to choose their tanks, and we're past, been a little bit past the 30-second mark, at least for those 90 seconds.
And SIMP's just readied them all up there.
Oh, wow.
Everyone now, Cazadores is ready up. T-32s, really strange to see T-32s and 1390s on this map. I'm expecting water play from Cazadores.
Not as strange compared to what we've seen at the end of Season 2 and Season 3.
Maybe you're right.
But one T-32, 2 of them, I don't know. It's kind of top tiers realm.
Yeah, it's
All right, time for battle number 3, the Cazadores versus SIMP on Mines. Let's battle.
And there's those T-32s on the side of Cazadores, 2 of them mounting 105. And then Helix Logos Kufo, all in 1390s. Heavy 20 and Blue Boys will be in 1390s with Singin, T69, Krim, and Droxus are going to be in Pershings. I expect hill control coming out of SIMP, and then Cazadores, probably some waterside play.
I agree. I concur. I validate your
Wisely so, Clutch.
Wisely so. Indubitably.
To disagree with that prediction would be most unwise.
Ungentlemanly. He chose.
But we could always be wrong.
poorly.
Cazadores could just book it to the hill.
Whoop! Look at that. Look at that. Logos leading the
Cazadores,
charge.
I don't know. I don't know about this,
sounding the
Cazadores.
Going right for the center.
Don't do it, Cazadores. I don't think it's going to work out in the long run.
And here we go. 1390s closing the gap. Logos getting unloaded upon by the Pershings to the side. Kufo taking some hits. 808 and 801. Helio X rams into heavy 20. Kufo trying to get out of there. Endo chasing him in the T1, but it's Blue Boys captain that gets the first kill.
And
the battle
even
continues.
Endo gets onto the hill in a T1. He will go down. But now Logos is loaded, but he's going to trade with heavy 20. Probably not going to win now this one.
And SIMP from they came from the north. Just had the Pershings unload on those.
Just beautiful
1390s
blocking,
so
really,
well.
by the 1390s. Without that blocking by the 1390s, Cazadores make it onto the hill. And even though they're able to bring the T-32s up in support, you can see how they're getting torn apart very easily. Now, Blue Boys will go down in a moment, I expect, to Jonah 2. But he is pretty much alone at this point. No, Jonah 2 is not even going to be able to finish off Blue, I think. Because he's down to 64 and finished off by Droxus. Where is that last 2 T1s?
T1
Those.
is
There's not just one.
he's water skiing right now up to the lighthouse.
All right, that cute.
And the other T1 is camping next to a building outside. I don't mean camping of sitting like bad. It's like
He's set up camp. He's got a bush cover. He's got
yeah.
a hammock on that tree
Exactly.
right up to his doorway. It's
Exactly.
called outdoor. It's like urban camping,
Exactly.
you know?
Yeah.
You're just chilling
your
out.
backyard, you'd have a fire pit,
Or your
roast some
front yard.
marshmallows.
It looks like maybe front. I don't know. Is that a backyard
wouldn't
or
camp my
I think
front yard.
I
It's
guess
kinda-
it is the backyard. Yeah.
Slept in tents in my front yard one time.
Although it would be very rude if you were to destroy the fence. I mean, you got to rebuild that
Yeah,
stuff.
of course not. You don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Although there's no gate on the front.
He's having a picnic.
Why doesn't he have? Who doesn't build a gate on the front of their fence?
Well, I mean,
What are you
get-
trying to keep in if you don't have a front gate?
Maybe all the livestock can cruise wherever they want. You just have the gate around to say, hey, you know, this is my property, and there's one entrance for safety. And Blue
Keep the
Boys
neighbors
captain,
out.
Blue Boys captain gets the shot. Does he keep? Oh, he keeps the fence. Totally pristine. Nice. Thank you, Blue Boys captain. Win for Simp. And now they are one battle away from taking this series and one draw away from taking the series as well, since it would be impossible for the Cazadores to draw it out. So where do they go from here? It's going to be dependent upon the map that Cazadores picks. And that map could be Abbey.
Very well, but on the subject of Mines Clutch, I want to take a look at the post-game stats.
Yes.
Look at Adroxus. He did fantastically. Look at it. 10 for 10, 1,814. Every shot hit, penned. Also right next to him, heavy 20. Didn't have time to get more shots out, but every single one in his 1390 hit. Now, below that, we have a few misses and such, and you can see how guys who make all their shots count get the most damage. That's you, heavy 20 and Adroxus. Consistently top performers for Simp. Always.
Kufo didn't even fire a shot in his 1390.
He didn't get a chance to.
That's how locked down he was.
Yeah, when he got blocked entering the hill, you had the 1390s just get right in front. Kufo can't avoid that. He's not maneuverable enough, or unless he wants to stop, which is, of course, the goal in the first place. He took so much damage, I think he probably got ammo racked, and then that delayed his reload. He couldn't get that one shot he needed off, just trying to escape. Didn't work out. That's what happens when you bring two T-32s to the fight. Simp has more mobility. They get to the hill faster, and it works out for them.
That's why maybe one T-32 would have been a better choice without bringing two. Himmelsdorf will be the next battle that is called. Since that was a quick match, let's not take a commercial break. Let's continue talking about possibilities. Hillside, again, we bring this up many times when this map is played because it is such a long travel time to get up there. And to actually leave from there, it's quicker because you're going downhill because of gravity. But you still have that position to where if you're able to identify that your enemy has taken that position with one of their tanks, guess what? 5-on-4, go for it.
Definitely. Although it's hard to figure out if that's actually the way it is. You know, because sometimes teams will back off and they'll make it so you'll push in so much that as they give ground, the guy from the hill or from somewhere else on a flank can return and actually become a flanker himself. So it's very dangerous if you try and attack and don't recognize how long it's going to take you to engage. Just a little consideration.
Yeah. You need to be considerate at all times.
Exactly.
That's what my parents taught me.
Especially with that fence.
Exactly. Mines. Thank you, Blue Boys captain.
He understands.
Farmers were happy about that. Well, also, we've seen multiple times so far this season of that courtyard section being used for proxy scouting with T1s going up there. Also with some of the heavier tanks, and Simp was able to do this, heavier tanks going down that center line and kind of splitting the difference with
also
the tank alley and the courtyard.
From the south, Cazadores have also crossed the courtyard before. That's a long time ago, though. I don't think they've done that at all recently.
That was the first...
That was season 1,
That was season 1, their first series, I believe, when they crossed the courtyard. So we always talked about it as a no man's land. Nobody goes there.
Yeah.
What is this? What is the Cazadores doing? Oh my
gosh. And that was because like the meta had changed. No one was stacking up in the middle anymore, and everyone had done other strats.
We just a D and G line that we're seeing some defensive play. But again, comes down to trying to fix your opponent and then going for the flank. Let's get ready for battle number 4 on Himmelsdorf between Simp and the Cazadores.
Simply wins this one, they win the series. They don't need a third win.
They continue being undefeated. Cazadores wins this one. It means we'll go into a best-of-1 scenario.
And looking at the tanks, we see 3 5100s and 2 IS-3s for the side of Simp. Cazadores, 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and Kufo in the T-69. This is their city map strat, their city map lineup they bring every time. Kufo always seems to be in a T-69. Not sure I agree with it, though.
Well, he's digging it, but yeah, on this type of map, it's tough. I'd rather have the firepower and armor of an IS-3 or the burst of a 5100. T-69, however, you know, he can move in and out on some of those side flanks, some of these alleys, prove to be useful. But,
although it looks like
I mean, he'll always be useful, but it's just it comes to the trade-off.
So
go ahead.
Cazadores is sending Kufo right across the open field.
Yep, there he is.
This is just like what they did in that what we were talking about a minute ago when they did it in season 1. But look at Simp's going up to the hill, and
is this all he'll play from Simp?
Well, they got like a choo-choo train
T1?
going on up.
Are you kidding? Wow, look at that.
Yep. 3 of them right in a row. Abrasive, following up Endo and Sing. Blue Boys, of course, is leading the way too much. Blue Boys, you're ruining the train of pain. Very disappointing.
Well, Kufo's confused. right now. He is in enemy territory. He's
reasonably
down the
so.
delta line. He's spinning around.
So many options.
Fires into the ground.
Take that,
He
Dirt.
sees Monable in the T1. The rest of his team are pushing forward. They're going across the courtyard or they're going up Tank Alley.
Yeah.
And one T1's going to be in quite a surprise when he sees an IS-3 and a 5100. Well, 5100 is actually Blue Boys down to the south, or down to the bottom of the hill in the north position.
Oh, it looks like Kufo even took fire from the hill. He's down to 1,000 something as
And he
he's
sees
hunting down a
Monable.
T1.
Model in the T1 fires, but Kufo gets the kill.
There we go. But now there's a push up the 8 line. I'm seeing Logos is spotted by a Droxus, who is looking right down that line.
Yep, and then
Might put a shot on, misses Logos, backs off. And there is actually Simp returning from the hill. Their T1 is pushing right down the 0 line in the meantime. May try and put cap pressure on while Simp can try and distract. Kufo, though, is way out of position. He's returning down the 2 line. So we could see an overmatch. And there it is. Look at this. We've got a Droxus going to have Sing and Abrasive with him. But Endo going down the backfield. Mac G is there as well. And Blue Boys. So they're actually going to do a flank on this 8-line push. You're going to have two 5100s come from behind. And then they're going to hold them in the front. Endo is stopping, waiting for his battle buddy Blue. And Mac G is going to probably go for some counter cap pressure. Endo might actually find a T1 here. That could actually screw up their plans to make cap pressure happen if that T1 is able to spot something. Very important right now, that T1. It's not Sapo Pepe, it's Jonah, I think. If he can spot these,
Yep,
these two
it is
5100s.
Jonah. He's moving around.
And
he
he's-
sees Endo, Blue Boys captain. And they see him and they fire and they get
They
the
have
kill.
to go. They have to go now. They have to get out of here, or they have to make Simp, or Simp has to make an attack.
They're going
They're going to
back.
run. Smart.
They're
Okay.
going back.
Conservative
Except for Logos and Cess at first. Logos will stay to the front. Droxus fires a shot. It's a miss.
There it is.
Yeah,
We
that was
could see Cazadores just push forward, but it looks like they're going to return, try and do an overmatch of 3v2. But I think Blue Boys and Endo are going to get away. Yes, they're climbing the hill. Cazadores are getting close, and Mac G may spot this. Yes, he will. Endo, don't stay behind. It's an overmatch. He's going to start running. Mac G is also going to begin looking at as far away as he can, and he will escape. But in the north, there's actually an overmatch. We could see Abrasive, Sing, and Adroxus. They will push. They are going to begin engagement on Logos and Cess.
Droxus took a hit to the front, though. 1146 at a 1500. Sing right behind him. Fires and misses on the run.
Oh, more misses coming out into Dirt. Cess and Logos both have missed.
Logos gets hit to the front in his IS-3.
And that is by Sing. In the
Shot.
eyes.
Yeah, I think it hit his turret. Right in.
Although now Kufo has rejoined the group. And also on the way are Pollens and Helio X. Now Sing and Adroxus could find themselves overmatched.
Ammo rack!
Oh.
Huge shot by Sing. That is big for Simp. That
is-
completely nullifies that IS-3.
That's huge. Simp, I don't know how Cazadores can come back from that. That is a huge loss for them. Pollens is going to try and close the distance. They're going to focus on Sing, but it's over. Cazadores, I don't think they can come back from this. Look at Pollens taking so much damage. There he goes. Another tank goes down.
And this is the cleanup. This is a cleanup for Simp. Kufo pushes up against the Droxus. Cess 28 misses, dodges a shot there. But Abrasive in the 5100 takes down Kufo. Cess 28, the last IS-3. The last tier 8 left on the field as Endo just destroyed Helio. Oh my, that ammo rack was so big. And
Just a
such
double tap, but two
such
IS-3s.
a devastating blow.
I'm actually going to check. Did he even have a wet ammo rack? No, no one on Cazadores. No other IS-3s have wet ammo racks. Actually, no one in this battle has wet ammo racks.
Sapo Pepe, last one alive in the T1. He's gonna try to go for staying alive, but even if it's a draw scenario, if they're not able to kill this tank, it is a win for Simp.
Now they'll be able to cap, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're not gonna chase this tank around.
Yeah, it's 4 minutes 45 left in the battle. Simp wins in that fight. It would have been completely different if that ammo rack hadn't happened, I think.
Totally. It would have been a longer firefight. There could have been some engagements where flanks were open.
Cazadores was in a position to win it. They were in a very good position to overmatch the North group, take them out, turn around, and kill Simp.
Yeah,
And it's Simp wins out in just ammo rack. Really gave them that momentum. Simp very well could have also won the brawl.
Of course.
We had them. We had two 5100s in the backfield. There was a 2v2 down there. But the thing is, when Kufo came back, it really stalled out Simp's attack, and I think that might have thrown them off a bit. And with a T-69, they could have gotten the early damage lead to finish off one of those IS-3s. but we'll never know, I don't think.
10 seconds remain. Hypotheticals and what ifs, we have to go with what actually happened. That's the ammo rack. We'll see it again in a replay when we play it at the end of this match. And that's it. Win for Simp, 2-0. Against the Cazadores. Because of 2 draws, it means Simp will win the series. And 3 more league points themselves. They're going to make it into the finals. Don't worry. You will
With
see.
a top seed position.
You will see Simp
Very
there.
nice.
Again, that ammo rack was huge. Let's go ahead and take a look at that for the replay when we have that ready.
There it is. Here, an IS-3. He exposes his ammo rack right there. Beautiful shot right below the turret. Ammo rack is huge, weak, always goes up, easy to destroy. And guess what? Simp members, these IS-3s, they know exactly where that is. No problem. Beautiful shot.
So I got to aim your shots, guys. It does make a difference in World of Tanks.
Yeah,
For so many reasons, and there's one of them right there in front of you.
you can aim for crew members. There's a chance. What happens is when you fire, it hits a module. The module makes a saving roll. If it rolls and makes a saving roll, it doesn't take damage. But you can, if you fail, sometimes, like you saw with that, the IS-3's ammo rack failed, and well, he went up in smoke. Kaboom.
Yeah. That's it. That's it for the Cazadores against Simp. Simp's able to close it out, 2-0. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we will continue with more World of Tanks action for the Gold League with Spurglords versus Refuse to Die. Stay tuned.